I wanted to talk about the MJ Gray thing because what she did, like her, like not even just like what she did recently, because it doesn't surprise me at all that she was like a femcel and like against marriage, and now she's like getting married, whatever. Um, like it doesn't surprise me at all. Like I want to talk about like her entire like genre. So this, I guess, like this is about her, but it isn't about her, because I'm not into like talking about people that I don't really know. But yeah, like there's two things, like there are two categories on social media as a whole that I hate. Number one is parents who pimp out their kids, have like these family accounts, like you're so family oriented while not giving a single crap about your child's safety, putting them online and everything with all the PDFs and Epsteins out there. Like, and they always have their children like in compromising position, like wearing like things that are like, you shouldn't, like, even if it's appropriate for the child to wear, it's like, you're catering to PDFs by putting them in that and putting it on the internet, like a bathing suit, stuff like, there's certain things that you don't put on the freaking internet if like with your child. Like I don't put children on the internet at all. There's so like people can just like take a regular schmegular degular Facebook post and do some weird stuff with it that's illegal, but probably very little action would be taken against them if they were actually caught and someone brought it to the police or something. So yeah, number one, I hate those family accounts where they have where these people showcase their kids who are too young to really understand what's going on, to really consent to the situation. And they're being totally like, what do you call it? They're being totally taken advantage of and put online, exploited online, for PDFs. And then and they're trying to act like they're also family people. You don't give a crap about your kids. Number two, and as I touched on this before as well, I do not freaking like women who hate on men but all they talk about is men. Like women who are like the femcel, and I understand being like upset with men and like whatever, being frustrated. I totally get that. I think just like the world is just like not that great of a place, and like everyone has moments, but like when you're just obsessively talking crap about men and talking about how you don't need men and all this stuff, but then all you talk about is men, that I don't like, and bonus points for the girlies who like hate men, go on these rants about men, and then they're like serial daters. You're going on date after date after date. I know when I'm burnt out, when I'm dealing with a dude, or like I'm in like, I just like don't want to deal with men and I'm over men, like they're all putting on the internet like, well, we're over men, we don't need men suck, da da da. I know when I genuinely feel that way, like getting me to go on a date with a guy is like pulling teeth. Like I cannot do it. Like I don't have the energy for it, genuinely. And I also don't want to talk about men, stuff like that, like, so when I see a girl talking about men, like talking about how they hate men and stuff like that, and they're just going on date after date after date, I know they're full of crap, because when you're genuinely in a space where you're over it with dudes and dating or whatever, you can't, like, you don't have the energy to go on a freaking date, you just don't want to do it. And you don't even want to talk about guys for that much, because I think, like, we've all, like, because I would, like, I would see something, and it's, like, such a shame, too, because every time I'm on my For You page and I'm flipping or whatever, and I see, like, an empowering speech by a woman about, like, not needing to get married, I go on her profile, and everything is, like, about and every single video is about how much she hates men while she's actively dating, and it's, like, if you truly, like, are over it with men, you wouldn't be out here dating and thinking about them constantly and talking about them constantly. So, that being said, MJ Gray, not surprised she got married. Okay, like, that's the one thing I could not stand, because this happened with another girl I was following on here, because I thought she had good insights, but then it was like this girl was just posting video after video after video hating men, talking about how we don't need men, and it's like, why are you thinking about men so much? Why are you constantly like, I got sick of it. you know, and I think I followed her because I had just had like an incident or whatever. So I was kind of like on that timeline where I wanted some insight on how guys think and like what was going on and stuff like that. But once I got over that, I'm like, I don't want to talk about men anymore, you know, and part of getting over it is not obsessing over men. If something happens to you with a guy, you know, it's like having a life and having hobbies, whatever, you know, like just getting out and like not constantly just dating and like thinking about, you know, just thinking about guys and having your whole like world like being like about. I just feel like so many women are pick-me's, honestly, and I genuinely think, and another way you can spot these types of women who are like femcels and like the fake man hate is they'll be talking about like doing all this feminist talk while dressing for the male gaze. Like straight up, they will be talking, like they will be hating on men, all this, dissing men, but like you're dressed like you should be on a street corner. Like, why do you feel, like I don't even feel the need to do that, you know? You don't ever, and I can say as a woman, because I was young and dumb and stuff like that, the only time you ever feel the need to do that, well actually like no, when I was younger I just liked the way certain things looked, but like when you're older, you know, like the only time you feel the need to do that is if you're trying to appeal to men, you know, and that's why, like, I can't even dress up on a date unless the guy is taking me somewhere nice and I like him. Like, I cannot put that much effort into a man, like, you know what I mean, unless he's clearly showing he's worth it. But yeah, like, women who just dress like that, and that's just, like, how they dress, it's like actions versus words, you know? You're saying you hate men and all this, that, yet you're dressing for them constantly when no one's asking you to, and you don't even have a boyfriend, whatever, you just need the validation that badly. I'm like sweating. but yeah that's my issues, and that's why I never followed MJ Gray's content, and that's why it's not surprising to me, like those two things, like constantly talking about men dressing for the male gaze, all this stuff. Plus, like, the girl is just, like, not good on her word. Like, she's talking about how I don't need luxury. I don't need designer this, designer that. The next thing you know, she gets a sugar daddy to buy her luxury. And that girl also has the profile of someone who, you know how they talk about how, like, you know, these Instagram models, whatever, you know, and they're living these luxurious lifestyles or certain lifestyles, and you're like, how are they paying for that? And it turns out they're sugar babies and they're escorts. She completely has the profile of that. You know, where it's like kind of ambiguous what she does, yet she has certain things and she's somewhat certain places. And you're like, you know, like either she's a Nepo baby or an escort or both. A lot of times Nepo babies do turn to SW because they have connections to certain people. But yeah, is what I noticed. But yeah, she totally has the profile of someone who does SW. And on the topic of people who do SW, you know, to be a 304, I believe you have to be very male-centered as well. And one of the girls who I was talking about, who I had to unfollow because she wouldn't stop like talking about all this negativity about men. She's like obsessed with men. She was an SW. She was like a stripper. And you have to be, from dipping my pinky toe into the sugar baby, because I was badly influenced, in order to be able to do that, you need to be very, very focused on men. Like I believe in order to do any type of schmex work, you need to be super duper male centered. Even though 304s are smarter, they know how to get something out of the situation more so than women who aren't participating in that. They're still very male centered because you have to have a very high tolerance for the crap that men put you through. And in order to have that tolerance, you have to be extremely male-centered. Just because you're making money off of men versus these women who aren't making money off of men doesn't mean you're not male-centered. You know? That's my opinion on it. And MJ Gray arguably does do SW. So, like, the girl has proven herself to be a hypocrite, proven herself to be very male-centered. I'm not surprised she's getting married. I don't have any hate for her. I don't know her. I kind of saw her content, was like, not for me. So I never, like, really followed it. But that's kind of, like, I did kind of want to talk about it because that's just, like, it's just, like, a whole topic on its own. You know, like, the bigger picture of things. Like, because there's, like, a whole genre of women who are like this. And I kind of wanted to touch on that.